Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I've got something a little bit different from my usual content. I've actually created my first 3D print product for sale, and I figured I'd share it with everybody here on YouTube and then also give some instructions on how to assemble everything once you get everything printed. And so what it is a miniature painting holder, uh, but it's not just any miniature painting holder. It also has a companion spray painting holder where the top of the miniature holder can swap freely in between the two devices. So this top will come off. It's connected by this T-pin, which when you insert it into the body fully, it can rotate freely. So while you're painting, you can just use your thumb and forefinger and just kind of twist it around as you need. And then when you're ready to, say, varnish in between layers, or maybe you're done painting and you want to put that clear top coat on, you can load 6 miniatures onto this spray painting base by just taking the painting handle you were already using and then slotting it into the spray base. And then once that's all dried and you're done, let's say you needed to go back to the painting table, add in some details, just twist right off, and then you can pop it back into your painting handle. So let me go ahead and go through what your prints will look like and how you get everything assembled. All right, so when you print out the files to make one of the painting holders, you're going to have 4 pieces. So you're going to have your T-pin. You can use a straight pin if you wanted, but the T-pin is what allows the top to rotate. You're going to have your holder top, which is going to come in 2 pieces, and then you're going to have the holder bottom. So what you want to do first is the fitment on these files is very, very tight. Literally one line width if you're using a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. So depending on your print settings, you may need to sand the pen. So here you can see when you insert it into the base of the holder top, the cylinder goes in perfectly fine. But with my printer settings, I can't pull it through. And what I need to do is sand the sides of the T. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but you can see my printer has a seam on these corners. So you just need to clean that up so that you can pull it through. Now, I'm not going to sand on film because you guys would hate me because of the audio. So I have a pin here that was pre-sanded, and when I put this one in, I could pull it straight out of the bottom. So now what you're going to want to do is get some glue. Now, if you're printing this in PLA, you can use this Weld-On 16, and it'll work very, very similarly to plastic glues for miniatures. If you don't have this, super glue will work perfectly fine. But what you're going to want to do, the side of the cap that has this hollow indentation is meant to face the bottom. And the pin, once you do that, will rotate freely inside of here. And that's how you're able to get the rotation working. So what you're going to want to do is set your pin like this so that it won't fall through. And then you're going to want a bead of glue around the perimeter. And then you'll just set that on top, let that glue set, and then when you're done, you can pull out the pen. And then you're going to glue the bottom of the pen into the handle. And then when it is all completed, you'll have this. So the top has a space for a 5x1 mm magnet. I glued the steel disc. I think on Amazon they were called striking plates. Apparently, other hobbyists will use these. 40 mm one will cover the entire face of the cylinder, and you could just use super glue rather to attach that. And then once you have that built, the top rotates from the bottom, and you can pull that pin out whenever you want to transfer this to a holder base. All right, and for the spray holder base, if you're going to build one of these, you'll have this large print, which has these 6 slots in the top for these T-pins. You're going to have 6 T-pins, and then if you want a handle, you'll want to print one of the straight pins, and then one of the holder bottoms. Now, technically, this is chunky enough where you could, just grip the base like this and hold it while you're spraying. But if you wanted just, something that was a little bit easier to grab, you can go ahead and print out one of the holder bottoms. And then again, these are the same T-pins from the actual miniature painting handle. So you may need to sand the pen depending on your printer settings. But then once those are all good to go, you just slot them into the base and glue them in. And then once those are in, if you wanted a handle, underneath there's a hole for the straight pin to go into. And then you can glue the handle onto the straight pin, and then you're able to spray your miniatures 6 at a time. And now the really, really cool thing with this is that once you have your spray base all ready to go and you've printed out your actual connector piece where the miniature will sit, you can then just slot these right onto your spray base. And then when you're done, you just lift it off, take it back to the paint table, and you're good to go. All right, so there you have it. So if you're interested in picking this file set up, you can find it on my Cult store. There's going to be a link in the description below, Cults 3D, that is. Don't need anyone thinking that I've joined a cult. But yeah, so there'll be a link in the description below. The file set is super cheap. The price is set at $3. I'm hoping people out there will find this useful. If you do print it out and give it a go, let me know what you think. With all of my file sets that I'm dropping out there, any updates that I end up making, or if I make additional components for a set, those will always be provided as free updates. So go ahead, give it a look if it's up your alley, and let me know what you think down in the comments. Until next time, guys, keep slaying that gray, and I'll catch you in the next video.